Trying to fit a family's weekly groceries into a fridge that feels like it came from your first apartment? It's a headache. Crowded shelves, spoiled produce hiding in the back, and a freezer that barely fits more than a few frozen pizzas. We've all been there. And worse, some fridges start giving out just months after you buy them. Suddenly, your milk's warm, your lettuce is wilted, and the repair tech won't show up for weeks. If that sounds familiar, you might want to take a closer look at this. The Kenmore 33-inch 20.4 cubic feet top freezer refrigerator. It's designed to solve those everyday kitchen struggles without the bulky footprint of a side-by-side or French door model. You're getting a full 20.4 cubic feet of storage, adjustable glass shelving, humidity control crispers, and even a factory-installed ice maker, all in a compact, fingerprint-resistant stainless steel design. Best part? It won't empty your wallet. Priced around $750, it hits a sweet spot for value, space, and energy efficiency. Yes, it's ENERGY STAR certified, so your electric bill won't suffer. And here's the kicker. To make things easier for you, I've added the link to this product in the description and comments. It's currently available at a promotional price, so be sure to click it and add it to your Amazon cart before the deal ends. Even if you're still thinking it over, putting it in your cart locks in the discount while you decide. But is it really a solid buy, or just another basic fridge with fancy marketing? We're about to find out. Next up, let's talk design. Because even if a fridge works well, you've got to live with it in your kitchen. And how it looks and feels can make a big difference day to day. From the stainless finish to the layout inside, let's see what this Kenmore is really offering in terms of build quality. At first glance, the Kenmore 33-inch 20.4 cubic feet top freezer refrigerator doesn't scream luxury, but that's not what it's aiming for. This fridge is built with practicality in mind, with just enough style to fit into most American kitchens. The fingerprint-resistant stainless steel finish is a genuinely useful feature, especially if you've got kids or housemates who open the fridge a dozen times a day. While it's not immune to smudges, it does a solid job of hiding them, keeping the exterior looking clean with minimal effort. With a 33-inch width and a standard depth profile, this model is compact enough for smaller kitchens, but still delivers the full storage capacity of a traditional refrigerator. Standing at 66.38 inches high, it's not towering, which makes the top freezer comfortably accessible, a real plus if you're not a fan of step stools. The trade-off, however, is that you'll need to bend down to reach items on the lower shelves of the fridge section. There are a few design drawbacks worth noting. First, the back of the fridge does not come with a cover over the compressor and fan housing, which means those parts are left exposed. If you've got small pets or young children, that's something to be mindful of. It's also more vulnerable to dust buildup over time. Another thing, the recessed pocket-style handles look sleek and modern, but they're not as ergonomic as bar handles, especially if you're opening the door with wet or full hands. Inside, the adjustable full-width glass shelves give the fridge a clean and flexible layout. They let you configure the space to fit taller bottles or pitchers, though some users say the default shelf spacing feels a bit cramped. The crisper drawers are transparent, making it easy to see what's inside, and the door bins can hold a gallon of milk, a small but convenient feature. Just don't expect luxury-grade materials. The plastics are lightweight, and while functional, they're not particularly rugged. Also, the interior lighting could be brighter, especially in the lower part of the fridge, where things can get lost in the shadows. Still, for a fridge at this price point, the Kenmore delivers a thoughtful balance of space, style, and efficiency, with just a few design compromises along the way. So, how does the Kenmore 20.4 cubic feet top freezer refrigerator actually perform in day-to-day use? Let's start with what it does well. The cooling performance is solid. For a traditional top freezer setup, it maintains consistent temperatures in both compartments, keeping produce crisp and frozen items rock solid. That said, the internal lighting isn't the brightest, and it tends to leave the lower fridge section a bit dim. Not a deal breaker, but something you'll notice when searching for that jar of pickles way in the back. The factory-installed ice maker is a welcome bonus, especially at this price point. It produces up to 3 pounds of crescent-shaped ice per day, which is more than enough for a household of 2 to 4 people. The ice bin isn't massive, so if you're hosting a party, you might want a backup bag in the freezer. When it comes to energy use, the Kenmore earns its ENERGY STAR certification by drawing about 469 kilowatt-hours per year. That translates to real savings compared to older or less efficient models. It's also relatively quiet during operation. No loud humming or clicking that would disrupt a peaceful kitchen. However, real-world users have pointed out a few frustrations. One major complaint is the lack of a meat or deli drawer. While you can work around this with bins or organizers, it's an omission that can make daily food storage less convenient. The door bins are also on the shallow side, limiting what you can store there comfortably. You might find yourself rearranging frequently to avoid items tipping over. Another thing to consider is the shelving setup. The glass shelves are full width, which means you can't easily split storage zones. This limits flexibility, especially when trying to store both tall and short items together. And while the temperature settings are adjustable, a few users mention the need to tinker with the dial before finding the right balance between freezing and chilling. Still, for a refrigerator in this price range, the Kenmore does its core job well, keeping food fresh, making ice, and doing it efficiently. Next, we'll cover usability, cleaning, and a few maintenance tips you'll want to know. One of the strongest points of the Kenmore 20.4 cubic feet top freezer refrigerator is its simplicity. If you're looking for a fridge that's easy to live with, this one largely delivers. The layout is intuitive. Everything is where you'd expect it to be, and you don't need to scroll through digital menus just to change the temperature. The mechanical dial control is old school, but reliable. Once you find the right setting, it holds steady. Daily access is smooth. The reversible doors are a huge plus if you need to customize how the fridge opens to fit your kitchen space. The pocket-style recessed handles keep the front looking clean and modern, though as mentioned before, they're not as easy to grab if your hands are wet or slippery. As for cleaning, the glass shelves wipe down easily and help contain spills, which is a big win over wire shelves that let drips fall through. The crisper drawers slide out without much hassle, and since they're clear, it's easy to keep an eye on your produce. Still, the interior walls and corners of the fridge can feel tight when you're reaching in to clean, especially near the back. A major usability downside is the low positioning of the fridge door. Several users noted that the lower compartment sits unusually close to the floor, which means bending down often. And yes, the risk of stubbed toes is real. This could be a daily annoyance, especially for older users or anyone with mobility issues. Also worth noting, there's no enclosed cover for the compressor and fan at the back of the unit. That's something you'll want to be careful with during cleaning. Keep pets and dust away and avoid pushing it too close to the wall, or it could overheat. There's no water filter or air filter to maintain, which simplifies upkeep but also means fewer features. This fridge is more about core function than fancy extras. Overall, it's a straightforward appliance to clean and operate, with just a few trade-offs in ergonomics and rear safety you'll want to be aware of. So, is the Kenmore 20.4 cubic feet top freezer refrigerator worth it? If you're looking for a refrigerator that's affordable, reliable, and efficient without a ton of digital extras, this one checks most of the boxes. It keeps your food cold, makes ice, and offers enough space for a small to mid-size household. The fingerprint-resistant stainless finish, energy efficiency, and adjustable glass shelving are all real advantages. That said, it's not perfect. The lack of a meat drawer, the dim interior lighting, and the low-sitting door design are things to keep in mind. And the exposed rear components mean you'll need to be a little more mindful with placement and cleaning. But for the price and the performance you're getting, it's a solid value. It's not just a fridge, it's a reliable kitchen companion. One that keeps things simple, does its job quietly, and won't drain your wallet in the process. If you value performance, space, and practicality, especially on a budget, this Kenmore is hard to beat. Before you forget, make sure to check the link in the description and comments. Add it to your Amazon cart now while it's still available at that promotional price. Even if you're not ready to buy today, adding it to your cart can lock in the deal while you think it over. And hey, I'd love to hear from you. What's your go-to fridge organization hack? Don't forget to like this video if it helped, subscribe for more honest kitchen product reviews, and drop your questions or tips in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.